Hi everyone, this is Diana Palm, and today I want to talk to you about a more serious topic. I want to talk to you about depression and suicide in a way that you probably have not heard before. I'm not going to be talking about traditional methods of medicating depression in order to prevent suicide. Rather, I'm going to shine a light on the real spiritual issues behind depression and how you can actually heal yourself and overcome the depression you've been feeling in your own life. Millions of people around the world suffer with depression. The World Health Organization states that 280 million people from around the world suffer with depression. And we all know that oftentimes depression can lead to suicide. If you're one of those 280 million people, first of all, realize you're not alone in this. And today I'm going to provide some very helpful information to help move you through this depression so that you can begin to heal. There are many reasons that one becomes depressed and may contemplate suicide. Here's a list of the most common things that lead to depression. Unhealed abuse issues. This could be sexual, emotional, verbal, physical, or financial. Grief and bereavement, the ending of a relationship or the loss of love, illness or disease, retirement or the loss of daily purpose in one's life, money problems, homelessness or instability within the home, isolation and loneliness, feeling failure, imprisonment, sexual shame or confusion, body shame or self-hatred, addiction where you have loss of control, cultural pressure to follow a social norm, spiritual shame for divorce or religious disapproval, trauma, PTSD, and inability to heal from something in your past. Depression can really be summed up better as saying unhealed issues and the feelings that you carry forward from the events that really hurt you, harmed you, or broke your heart. Along with those feelings may be feelings of worthlessness or hopelessness. Feeling worthless and hopeless may lead one to believe that there's something wrong with them, that they're not lovable, that they're not worthy of receiving love, and you may actually feel a huge lack of love in your life. It may feel like a big dark void. So depression is actually more of a feeling of lack of love. Spiritually speaking, love is light and depression is dark. Depression is the absence of the light. It is the inability to connect with the light and get the light into your body and to feel the light, whether that's in your emotions, your vital health, or your optimism. When a person is feeling depression, they're not feeling the exuberance of life and they're not getting the light that they need spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or physically. Once a person has experienced the darkness of depression, they can easily get stuck there and not see a way out. That's why depression is so dark. Like a magnet, more dark feelings get attracted to the existing ones, and before long, there is only darkness. At this point, it may seem impossible for an individual to see the light or feel the light. Living in the darkness of depression can make an individual feel very isolated and alone. They may not feel like themselves and may feel completely cut off from the goodness around them. Trauma changes the brain, and this is why depression is often treated with medicine. However, medication does not heal the trauma, the emotions, or the spiritual energy. Eventually, one must face the trauma and seek to heal it on all levels. Sometimes the darkness of depression is accompanied with spiritual attack. Spiritual entities are real and they cling onto the unhealed issues within a person who is suffering. They can dim their light by creating havoc, chaos, and addictions. They can exploit the unhealed issues and leave an individual consumed with shame, fear, and doubt. And that's why it's so important to treat depression as a spiritual issue that affects the physical, emotional, and mental body of an individual. Spiritually, there is a positive reason for the suffering we experience in life. Humans learn more from suffering than they do from ease. It is the way our minds function and the way most of us evolve. That is not to say that we must invite suffering, but we can begin to experience it differently and shorten the amount of time time that we spend in the darkness. In my own profession, I have moved many people out of the state of depression and imminent suicide by healing their issues that they carry forward with them, bringing more harmony and balance into their heart, restoring their hope through clearing their traumas that they carry and the resentments that they carry within them. One of my specialties is helping people to clear the spiritual energies and reconnect them with hope and a different perspective about the difficulties that they have gone through or are currently going through. So if depression is dark and love is light, how is it that we let more light into our body to relieve depression and prevent suicide? You can overcome depression by treating it on all the different levels, by treating it emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. If you or a loved one has been experiencing depression that has led to spiritual attack, you will know this by the intense darkness you feel. You may have nightmares, mood swings, and feel exhausted by normal daily activity. You may also feel a sense that something foreboding is about to occur, with an increase in fear, doubt, or hopelessness. You may see or feel ghostly apparitions that scare you or entice you to harm yourself or others. If any of these things are happening, it is a good indication that your depression is accompanied by a spiritual attack, and clearing your spiritual attack is the first thing you should do to get more light in your body. You may achieve a spiritual clearing by working with a spiritual healer. You may also achieve a spiritual clearing through meditation or prayer. Find a spiritual practice that works for you. This could be journaling, praying, meditating. It could even be yoga or some other form of exercise, or sitting quietly in nature. You can improve your spiritual connection by giving love and care to an animal or nurturing a plant or a garden. Having generosity and living with purpose are ways that you can keep your spiritual energy clear. Choose thoughts that make you happy and monitor your exposure to TV, movies, songs, or social media platforms. Make sure that you're actually paying attention to the type of media that you consume, and that if you're in a lower state, if you're actually suffering with depression, that the things that you bring into your life are things that are uplifting, lifting your spirit into a happier state, such as comedies, love stories, love songs, anything that can bring more joy into your life. This actually has an impact on your physical body and your spiritual energy. Having a belief in something bigger than you supports your well-being. So it doesn't matter what religion you are, what background you have, just the belief that there is something out there. It could be angels, spirit guides, loved ones in heaven, or you could speak to the entire universe or to source energy. The belief that there is a larger reason for you being here and that there's a purpose for your life is essential to being able to heal your depression. I always encourage people to communicate with their loved ones on the other side and to call in their angels to support them through whatever they're going through in life. It's important for you to know that you're not alone. Every one of you has a large spiritual support team that is there to assist you through life. So even if you've lost friends or family and you're isolated and alone, you can tap into the spiritual beings around you that can uplift you, help you, and support you to move forward. The truth is, we're never really alone, but you do have to invite these energies into your life. And in that, we want to have discernment and only invite in the energies that are in our highest and best to connect with, such as the angels or our loved ones in spirit. You don't have to follow a certain religion in order to be spiritual. Just find something that works for you and harms none. Emotionally, it is important to heal any issues that have created the depression within you. Doing so will eliminate the need for you to experience spiritual attack or hold on to your depression. No matter what traumatic events you've lived through, you can heal your trauma by recognizing that the traumatic event is no longer happening. Trauma is when your brain gets stuck at the moment in time of a traumatic experience. It keeps you trapped in the fight or flight of a situation and prevents you from living in the present moment. When your brain accepts that the trauma is over, you can shift victim consciousness to more empowering thoughts. This will allow you to get out of fight or flight mode and allow more light into your body. When you release resentments from those that have harmed you, your spiritual vibration will rise, and this will allow more light into your body. When you accept yourself as you are, you will shift feelings of shame into self-love. This will allow more light into your body. Depression causes chemical imbalance in the physical body, but this too can be healed. You can support your physical body by consuming food that is filled with light. This would be fresh fruits and vegetables, as close to the vine as possible, and not packaged or pre-prepared food. Pesticides can diminish the nutritional benefits, so eat more organic, clean produce. Eliminate or reduce flour, sugar, and dairy, especially while you're healing your depression. Moderate or eliminate alcohol use. Add high-quality vitamins or green drinks to your diet. If you consume meat, select the best grade, grass-fed, or wild-caught options. Eliminate chemicals where you can, including but not limited to detergents, soaps, shampoos, and air fresheners. Get plenty of rest and take more naps. Enjoy sea salt baths, get a massage, or nurture your body. Tell your body every day that it is perfect and loved. The way you care for and nurture your body indicates the amount of love you have for yourself. Love is light. Surround yourself with love from the inside out. When you decide to love your body, your mindset will improve and you'll be able to hold more light inside yourself. If you find it is difficult to love yourself in the home or environment that you're in, relocate. Feeling harmonious is important to your well-being, even if that means changing jobs, homes, or friends. It is often said that it is darkest before the dawn, and depression does serve a purpose. Depression helps to move us forward if we are willing to change. Depression indicates to us that there is something that needs to change in our life. Depression may show you where you have taken on too much, where you feel restricted, or where you cannot feel a way out. Spiritual attack is always a catalyst for change. It does not mean that it's the end. It is the segue for an improved or more authentic way of being. Depression can also come from a habitual or learned way of thought. It could have come from your genetic family, from your upbringing, or from your close associations, the people that you spend day in and day out with. If the people around you have a very negative outlook, or if they're constantly blaming the government, their boss, their parents, or somebody else that has more authority over them, the general mindset is very disempowering and it is catchy. People can start to buy into feeling helpless and hopeless. And this leads to depression and can actually anchor in depression for you. When you recognize that you're in a space like that, that's why it's so important to put yourself as a priority and to put your well-being as a priority. Remove yourself from conversations that are hopeless and helpless and begin to seek out people that are more optimistic, faith-oriented, or that enjoy their life and know how to see the best in situations, that know how to succeed or nurture their own joy and happiness in their life. If the people that you've been hanging around are limited financially and they're complaining about lack of resources, understand that the lack energy also creates a lack of energy for love, a lack of light. It is really important to either shift that mindset or remove yourself from it while you're shifting that within yourself. Begin to hang around people that are making different choices in their lives or that are finding ways to give back to the community. Because when you are generous and you're giving to others, you're filling yourself with light. You're accepting more love and light into your life, more energy into your life. And when you're in that position, you are claiming to the universe that you have plenty. You have plenty because you have enough to give. So being in the mindset of generosity and being with others that are contributing to the world, that will help shift your mindset from lack to love, and from love to light, and from light to happiness, joy, and abundance. Rather than thinking of depression as something bad that you have to get rid of, consider thinking about what it is teaching you. What is it calling for you to change in your life? Is there something that you need to heal from your childhood? Is there a trauma that you need to release? Have you been stuck in fight or flight? Or have you been in a mindset of lack and fear and not known how to get out of that, not known how to get into the light or into a more positive mindset? Even though depression, spiritual attack feel like a burden too powerful to overcome, it is not. You're being called to heal the wounds within you, the abuse, trauma, failure, and loss, to heal the feelings of hopelessness and unworthiness. When you find your way to the other side of depression, your life will look entirely different. Your mindset will have shifted. Let's find out what needs to change in your life so that you can make those changes. The healing work that I do has helped many, many people that were on the brink of suicide and who had been challenged with depression for many, many years. And what I do with my spiritual healing is address all the issues that are unhealed: emotional, mental, spiritual, financial. I help them shift their perspective. I clean up the programs, the resentments, the things that have really held them anchored into their depression and their helplessness and hopelessness. And I empower my clients. I help them align with their true calling in life and bring in new feelings to help support them in their journey. The work that I do is very different than traditional psychotherapy because I'm a spiritual healer and a medium. And I know how to work specifically with depression and how to bring in the light and how to bring people to hope again, how to help them reconstruct their life and helping them choose to decide to live their life with light again, to choose love in their life, to choose to love themselves, and then to invite more light and love in through others. Once you see depression as darkness and love as light, it's really easy to make choices as you move through your day, and you can really begin to actually feel the different vibrations and see that one choice may look and feel dark while another choice feels and looks light. And you're right to choose the ones that make you feel uplifted and that make you feel good about yourself and make you feel in alignment with who you're meant to be, with your own inner well-being. If you learned something significant from this video, please give me a like down below, subscribe, and share it with somebody who could use this information. It is my mission to really shed more light and understanding about depression so that people understand that they are not a captive to depression and that the end of the road does not have to lead in suicide. Please know that no matter where you are in your journey, no matter how long you have been depressed, there are many ways to treat depression and to lift the energy of depression out of your life. If you're interested in working with me, check out my package prices where I work with you for 9 consecutive weeks to really move through each of these scenarios in your life and to really shift them to bring in the most healing and the most light back into your vessel, back into your spiritual energy, back into your heart. I'm Diana Palm, the Love Witch, and this is what I do. I heal hearts, and I can't wait to help you heal yours.